Let's do a little bit of this. Let's see. And it's time for the senior spotlight, and we have St. Mary's Lumberjack senior Kaylee Auer with us here. And it's time for the senior spotlight, and we have St. Mary's Lumberjack senior Kaylee Auer with us here this evening. And Kaylee, which sports do you play? Which is your favorite and why?
I play basketball, volleyball, softball, and basketball is my favorite because I love my teammates.
All right. What do you like about playing sports? What don't you like? And what has playing sports taught you?
I like playing sports to get interactive with my teammates and my friends, and I sometimes don't like running, all the running that we have to do. And I've learned a lot about myself and about my teammates.
And we have our senior spotlight tonight here on our pregame for Lumberjack basketball. And we have Lumberjack senior Devin Wilson. And we want to ask Devin a few questions.
Got it live. And it's already live. The JV game is going on again.
charger would go and have an open spot to plug it in. Should run the actor. What are you doing? There's nowhere to plug it in at. No, there's not. All the USB ports are used on the computer, do you know? Don't you see?
What's that right thing that's...
HDMI.
Oh.
What? Oh, who's that? 35. Yes, I think, oh, I know her. Yeah, it's Gracie Barton.
Yeah, Gracie. She used to play...
You can actually use this, plug it in this one for a little bit. My tablet's charged all right. It's not very long.
Got her there.
It will if it's not the right charger. Put it up there on the scoreboard for a second. Are we there? Can you hear me? Well, yeah, but did you switch pot? But did you put pot 3 over when we get the game going? You got to put pot 3 over into program. Did you turn the CD off now? Okay. Is pot 3 where it's supposed to be? No, but you're supposed to put it in program when we start the game, duh. Well, I didn't say nothing. What do you mean for the CD? I know it was playing and then it went out. I don't know. Well, then take it out and put pot 3 into program so I can just start. That's not a commercial disc. When you switch it, it'll probably work. There's no reason it shouldn't. If it doesn't, let me know. And welcome, Lumberjack fans, as we are having a couple of minor difficulties at the studio. Hopefully everything is going to work correctly tonight. We're not going to have one of those evenings. But we've got Lumberjack basketball coming your way as the Lumberjack girls get set to take on the Wallace Miners in non-league action here tonight. The JV team is currently playing with a score of 29-3 with just under 3 minutes to go in the third period. Lumberjack JV girls are up over the Wallace Miners in this contest. So the JV team having a pretty good evening so far, and hopefully that'll continue through into the into the varsity game for tonight. And we will have a good game here this evening. We're going to have an interview coming up here shortly for the senior spotlight, but first we'll take a 2-minute break and come back with more.
Carissa's Clubhouse in St. Mary's is a proud Lumberjack supporter. If you're looking for a fun, friendly daycare and preschool for your little one, call Carissa's Clubhouse at 208-582-1431. Children from 6 weeks old and up are welcome to come and play at Carissa's Clubhouse in St. Mary's. Carissa's Clubhouse offers full-time, part-time, and even drop-ins. So if you need a fun, safe, and friendly daycare or preschool for your little one, call Carissa's Clubhouse at 208-582-1431. That's 582-1431. Carissa's Clubhouse in St. Mary's.
At Les Schwab Tires, we're drivers just like you. We merge, we get stuck in traffic, we go on road trips, and we know what it means to truly rely on your car, which is why we do everything we can to make things right with you and your vehicle. From checking your brakes for free to patching up a flat when you need it. So if that sounds good to you, well, we're right there with you. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? Call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing proudly sponsors this Lumberjack Sports broadcast.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack Sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
Tired of the same old thing for dinner? Want something different without having to clean up afterwards? Stop by Cabin City Q Smokehouse in St. Mary's for some of the best barbecue around. Cabin City Q has the biggest, tastiest hamburgers around, as well as smoked chicken, brisket, ribs, and prime rib on Fridays. Cabin City Q also has a terrific salad bar. Cabin City Q also serves breakfast. That's Cabin City Q, located at 2242 West Idaho Avenue in St. Mary's. Give them a call at 208-245-0785 or stop by today. That's Cabin City Q Smokehouse in St. Mary's.
Your good neighbor, Jack's Pharmacy, wants you to know that if you have need for durable medical supplies, Jack's has them in stock. Walkers, wheelchairs, lift chairs, hospital beds, and more. All items are for sale, and everything but the lift chair can be rented. So you see, Jack's Pharmacy is your full-service good neighbor pharmacy. From gifts to prescriptions to durable medical supplies, Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy. So stop by and see Chad or any of the fine folks at Jack's Pharmacy and let them help you. Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's.
And we are back, and you're listening to Lumberjack Basketball on KOFE 1240 in St. Mary's, presented by Potlatch No. 1 Federal Credit Union. What is your New Year's resolution? P1FCU is excited to help their members continue reaching their financial goals in 2018, whether it's managing debt, becoming a homeowner, upgrading vehicles, or simply getting the hang of budgeting. P1FCU is there to help no matter the situation. This is Lumberjack Basketball, and we've got the countdown to tip-off. JV game currently going on right now with the Lumberjack JV girls up 29-5 over the Wallace Miners. Right now we have our senior spotlight coming up, and it's featuring Devin Wilson. And we have our senior spotlight tonight here on our pregame for Lumberjack Basketball, and we have Lumberjack senior Devin Wilson. And we want to ask Devin a few questions about her senior year here in high school. Devin, what sports do you play? Which is your favorite and why?
I play volleyball, basketball, and softball. My favorite, oh gosh, I don't really have a favorite, but volleyball is probably my favorite to play, I guess, yeah. It's my favorite to play because I get super excited. I'm just full of energy during volleyball.
All right, what do you like about playing sports? What don't you like, and what have you learned?
I like playing sports because I get to spend time with all my girls. It's probably my favorite part about it. I don't like 5 a.m. practices. Those suck. I've learned that communicating with everyone is probably the biggest thing, and like having respect for everyone is a big part of it.
All right, what are your goals in your last year in high school, both on and off the court?
On the court, I hope we win districts first off, and then obviously getting a state, but actually making a market state and winning. And then off, I want to go to U of I and become a teacher and work here. And then that's pretty much it.
All right, we're talking with Devin Wilson for our senior spotlight. We'll take a 1-minute break and we'll come back with more.
Jack Buell Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Buell Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Buell Trucking. Wanted, the St. Mary's Booster Club is wanting new members to continue to help support our sports programs. Do you know that the Booster Club spends approximately $20,000 a year investing in our high school athletes, coaches, and sports facilities? All monies are raised through memberships, barbecues, and the Hall of Fame banquet and auction. All monies raised this year will be used in the 2017-2018 school year booster budget. To become a member or for more information, call Lynn Masterson at 568-1802. That's 568-1802, and go Lumberjacks!
Mountain Plating is a premium.
And this is the Senior Spotlight. We are talking with Lumberjack senior Devin Wilson. You kind of answered this one before the break, but what are your plans after high school?
To go to U of I, I'm going to do education, and I hope to come back here to St. Mary's High School and coach and teach here.
Those are good plans. What would you say is your most memorable moment so far?
Probably at state last year when I tore my knee all out.
That's a memorable moment, but not necessarily a good one. Do you have anybody you'd like to thank?
My parents, my coaches, everyone, just the community. They're awesome.
All right, that was Devin Wilson for our Senior Spotlight. Thank you and good luck in your future.
Thank you.
And we'll take another 1-minute break and come back with more of our countdown to tip-off.
Mountain Plating is a premier hard chrome plating facility, and it is located right here in St. Mary's. Mountain Plating was established in 1997 as one of the first hard chrome plating facilities in Idaho, and it services a wide variety of industries nationwide. These industries include manufacturing, food processing, agriculture, mining, environmental, and the timber industries. Mountain Plating is committed to providing the highest quality chrome plating and customer service in the industry, and is locally owned and operated by Donnie Masterson. Give him a call today at 208-245-7104. Go Lumberjacks!
Looking for a new-to-you rig? You're in luck because Dell's Used Cars has your next truck. Dell's has the best variety of pre-owned trucks in one location anywhere south of the internet. Any make, any model, and new inventory arriving daily. Dell's also will take your trade-in, paid for or not. Financing available through Potlatch, Spokane Teachers, Numerica, and a handful of other lenders offering the most competitive interest rates available in the market today. Dell staff is laid back and knowledgeable and ready to answer any of your questions. Come into Dell's Used Cars located at 1818 North 4th Street in Coeur d'Alene or visit their website at dellscars.com. Dell's Used Cars, doing things different since 1974.
And we are back. You're listening to Lumberjack Basketball Countdown to Tip-Off here on KOFE as the St. Mary's Lumberjack girls get set to take on the Wallace Miners in a non-league matchup. And we've got JV action with about 6 minutes left to go in their contest. JV girls, St. Mary's JV girls leading Wallace 31-7 in what's been a pretty good game for the JV girls as they took a 21-0 lead into the half. So a good game for the JV girls here in tonight's matchup. Tonight's Lumberjack basketball, of course, presented by Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union. P1FCU is calling all 2018 high school graduates. P1FCU scholarship applications are now available at www.p1fcu.org/scholarship. Check out the eligibility requirements and start gathering your materials. P1FCU is happy to invest in our youth. So we're going to take a look now at some Lumberjack action, or some Lumberjack, not some Lumberjack, we're going to look at the records right now for the 2A Central Idaho League, Districts 1 and 2, which includes the Lumberjacks and the Grangeville Bulldogs and the Orofino Maniacs. St. Mary's sitting with a 6-4 record on the season. Lumberjacks 2-0 in league play, currently ranked at 13th in the power rankings. And the Lumberjacks defeated, the Grangeville Bulldogs on Saturday. I don't remember what the final score was right offhand, but they did defeat the Grangeville Bulldogs. The Grangeville girls, they are 5-6 on the season. They are 0-1 in league play. They are currently ranked 15th in the power rankings on idahosports.com. And their last game was against St. Mary's, and they lost that game. The Orofino girls, they are currently sitting with a 5-8 record. They are ranked 12th in the power rankings, which is somewhat surprising that Grangeville is below St. Mary's in the power rankings. Orofino is above St. Mary's in the power rankings, but St. Mary's has beat Orofino as well. So I'm kind of surprised a little bit. They probably based some of that off of the teams that Orofino has played, but St. Mary's has beat Orofino. So I'm kind of surprised that Orofino is sitting higher than the Lumberjacks in the said power rankings. So that is a look at the 2A Central Idaho League District 2 standings, and we will take a 2-minute break and come back with more.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes of Premier Financial Services to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and insurance products from Premier Financial Services are offered through Linsco Private Ledger Financial and its affiliates, and they are a member of FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Premier Financial Services today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
The new year is here, and that means new goals and broken resolutions. It also means red-hot buys at Hughes Ace Hardware in St. Mary's. Time to replace some light bulbs? Buy one, get one free Ace LED bulb 4-packs or floodlight 2-packs. Ace brand wild bird food is on sale as well. Buy one 20-pound bag and get a bag of premium songbird bird food for free. It's also time to take down and store those holiday decorations. And Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to go for all of your storage needs, from totes to shelves. It's all at Hughes Ace Hardware in St. Mary's.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial
And we are back here on KOFE as the St. Mary's Lumberjack JV girls are 3 minutes away from wrapping up their win over the Wallace Miners by a score of 35-12. And this is the countdown to tip-off for Lumberjack varsity girls basketball, as the Lumberjack varsity girls will be taking on the Wallace Miners as well here coming up next in non-league action on KOFE 1240. Just as a quick thing I want to let people know about, as tonight is the very first night that we are adding a live video feed on a YouTube channel that we created, and you can watch the game live on there as well. We can watch the game live there with the play-by-play and everything there, or you can also stay tuned in right here on KOFE if you have to stay tuned in there, if you're in your vehicle or something. But you can also go to YouTube and search KOFE 1240 and come up with our live video stream of tonight's game. Currently, we do have the JV girls game on that stream somewhat, as we are preparing for the varsity game, but you can check that out, and then we will have the whole varsity girls game on there as well. So that's something new we're adding. We're finally getting it underway, as we've been working on it since the beginning of the season, and we have finally got pretty much all the bugs worked out of it for the most part right now. So it looks like it might work pretty good. Anyways, getting back into our countdown to tip-off here on KOFE, the Lumberjack girls, they have been playing pretty well as a team so far on the season. They've been committing a few too many fouls per game. I'm sure Coach Sines would like to see those numbers coming down a little bit, but they've been able to get the wins when they've needed them. They've also had a few too many turnovers per game as well. Turnovers sometimes can be killers of a game, so that is a number that you also want to see down. We'll take a look at those numbers on fouls and turnovers as we work our way through this countdown to tip-off tonight. One of the players that has come on strong for the varsity team so far this season has been Casey Haig. She has always had quite a few minutes playing, but she has been a starter ever since Alina Davenport went down with a knee injury. And Alina is going to be out for the rest of this basketball season. But Casey Haig has stepped up, and she's averaging double-digit points in the last several games that she's started in. So she's been playing pretty good. Once again, just like the other numbers, we'll take a look at stats a little bit later on in our countdown to tip-off. Some other things that we'll take a look at and let you know all about is the rebounding numbers for the Lumberjack girls. They have been fairly well out rebounding all their opponents on the season, both offensively and defensively. So they've been playing really well on that side of things as well. One of the things that is down a little bit from last year is their free throw shooting position numbers, their free throw percentage. They're shooting kind of low numbers there, not horrible, but they are in the below the 60% range, which you want to see a free throw numbers probably up in at least the 65% range. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on as well, as I think I'm kind of concerned I may have started my pregame almost too early. I didn't look up at the scoreboard clock, and I was just going by what time it was on the clock. So I'm trying to stretch everything out to the best of my ability so I don't run out of information to talk about tonight. So about a minute to go in the JV girls game. JV girls lead 35-18, and we'll go ahead and take a 3-minute break, and we'll come back with more.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawa, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and Lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
During these cold days of winter, Napa Auto Parts has all your vehicle needs. Diesel and gas additives, aerosol windshield de-icer, thermoaid gas line antifreeze. All are Napa's Mac brand products. Antifreeze, CRC airline antifreeze, snowmobile oils and belts, and of course Napa brand batteries for autos to snowmobiles. So stop by Napa Auto Parts today for all your cold weather additive needs. And while you're there, get your windshield wipers changed by their knowledgeable staff. Napa Auto Parts. They're not just a parts store, they're your friends. Napa Auto Parts, St. Mary's.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido. Cold weather's here, and 10th Street Lumber will help keep you warm. From super premium pellets to energy logs and fireplaces, 10th Street Lumber is your heating headquarters. North Idaho energy logs and stove pellets are the best of the best. 100% natural with no chemicals, and they burn cleaner, hotter, and longer. If you need a new stove, 10th Street Lumber is a proud Kuma stove supplier. Kuma wood stoves are made right here in Idaho and are some of the best on the market. 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's. Stop by today. 10th Street Lumber located at 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's. Outdoor enthusiasts, turn your dreams of adventure into reality with a Yamaha Wolverine 2-seat or new
And we are back. Lumberjack basketball countdown to tip-off right here on KOFE 1240 in St. Mary's as the JV girls game just wrapped up as the Lumberjack JV girls come away with the 40-20 victory over the Wallace Miners. Now both the varsity squads for the Lumberjacks and the Wallace Miners are on the floor warming up, and it shows that we have about 18 minutes until tip-off for tonight's matchup with the Lumberjack girls and the Wallace Miners. Lumberjack basketball on KOFE presented by Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union. And Potlatch Credit Union wants to know, what is your New Year's resolution? P1FCU is excited to help their members continue reaching their financial goals in 2018, whether it's managing debt, becoming a homeowner, upgrading vehicles, or simply getting the hang of budgeting. P1FCU is there to help no matter the situation. Taking a look at the Lumberjack girls offensively for the season, they are averaging 52 points per game, and they are shooting right around 38% from the field, 31% from three-point range, and 56% from the free throw line. They are averaging right around 10 assists per game. They're a very unselfish team, I should say. And they are also averaging right around 12 offensive rebounds per game. But one of the big numbers that we talked about a little bit earlier is the 17 turnovers. I'm sure Coach Sines would love to see that number be quite a bit lower on the turnover side of things. So that would be a number that we'd like to see go down throughout the season. I actually think, nope, they are down. Yeah, they're still sitting around 17 turnovers per game, according to the numbers that I have. Now, these are coming from my statistics. I do not have the complete season in my stats. I only have 4 or 5 of the games that they've played. So they are close, but they are not 100% accurate to the full season numbers. Let's see individually some of the players. Kaylee Auer, she is averaging right around 8 points per game to go along with 8 rebounds. Kaylee is a senior this year. Casey Haig, I mentioned her in a little bit earlier in the countdown to tip-off. Casey Haig, a junior, she's averaging just over 10 points a game and 6 rebounds to go along with 3 steals per game. Like I said, she was not averaging quite 10 points a game early in the season when she was not starting, but since Alina Davenport went down with an injury, Casey Haig has really stepped into a big role, and she has been putting forward the effort and putting the points on the board. Like I said, Casey Haig averaging 10 points per game on the season now. Casey had 20 points and 4 rebounds versus Grangeville last week, so she had a big game against the Bulldogs. Devin Wilson, she put up 9 points with 10 rebounds over in Grangeville. And Kelsey Auer, she had 9 points to go along with 6 rebounds versus the Grangeville Bulldogs. Taking a look at some of the other statistics here, Paige Sines, she's averaging right around 5 points per game. She's shooting 33% from the field, 33% from field goal range, or from three-point range, and 29% from the free throw line. McKenna Borgman, she's only averaging right around 2 points a game, but she is 100% from the free throw line, and she's averaging around 2 assists per game. Madison Cordell, she's averaging 8 points per game, 43% from the floor, 62% from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 2 assists per game, and 1 steal per game. And I think we've already talked about Devin Wilson. Nancy Bechtel, she's averaging 2 points a game, 35% from the floor, 75% from the free throw line, and just around 2 rebounds per game. Jenna Holder, freshman, she's been getting some playing time here and there, and she's actually averaging around 2 points a game in the games that we have covered. And she's also getting a few rebounds and a few assists per game, as well as some steals. Jenna Holder, I do believe, is going to be a star player on the varsity team in the coming years. So really looking forward to watching Jenna Holder develop her skills for Lumberjack basketball. That is a look at the, well, let's see, Kaylee Auer, we talked about her points per game. She's shooting around 37% from the field, and she's shooting a low 41% from the free throw line, and she's averaging the 8 rebounds per game. So I think Kaylee is capable of a little bit more, and as the season goes along, I'm sure she'll get have her games where she really puts up quite a few points. She had a few games last year where she was doing pretty good. The thing is, on this girls basketball team this year is they have multiple girls that are capable of putting up the numbers, and we know that just looking at Casey Haig and some of the other ones. So it's really just kind of depends on who is getting most of the attention from the defenses when they're playing. So if they're trying to shut down Kaylee Auer, then it opens up some of the other girls, and vice versa. So there's quite a bit of depth in the way of shooting and scoring here for this Lumberjack girls team. We're about 13 minutes away from tip-off on KOFE as the Lumberjacks get set to take on the Wallace Miners. Girls basketball will take a 3-minute break and come back with more.
Outdoor enthusiasts, turn your dreams of adventure into reality with a Yamaha Wolverine 2-seat or new Wolverine X4 4-seat side-by-side at St. Mary's Saw and Cycle. Both are proven off-road capable, comfortable, and confidence-inspiring. With compact yet roomy designs and exclusive Ultramatic transmissions and on-command 4-wheel drive systems. Visit St. Mary's Saw and Cycle. Yamaha Wolverine's proven off-road to help you realize your adventure. Always protect the environment. Wear your seatbelt, helmet, eye protection, and protective clothing. Read the owner's manual and product warning labels before operation. Why should you stop at 10th Street Superstop? Well, because Kenny's a nice guy. Actually, no. Never mind. Yes, Kenny is nice, but that's not the reason. You should stop at 10th Street Superstop for all your livestock feeds and pet feed needs. 10th Street Superstop carries all the top brands. Did I mention Kenny's a nice guy? Oh, and they also have a large assortment of snacks and beverages just for you. 10th Street Superstop for all your farm, garden, and hunger needs. And by the way, Kenny's really a nice guy. 10th Street Superstop in St. Mary's. Just because. Those are two very powerful words that can rekindle any spirit. Just because can move mountains and reignite the heart. It doesn't have to be a birthday, an anniversary, or even Christmas to show that special someone in your life just how much you really do care. Show them with a piece of jewelry from Saks, from simple diamond earrings to a beautiful new purse. And do it just because. It's an occasion all its own, with its own unique meaning. Visit Saks for fine jewelry, fashion jewelry, sunglasses, and more. That's Saks on Main Street in St. Mary's, open 10 to 6. Have you scheduled your Medicare wellness visit? Benoit Community Hospital is here to help. If you've had Medicare Part B for longer than 12 months, you can get this visit to develop or update a personalized prevention health plan. The best part is, you pay nothing for yearly Medicare wellness visits. Call 245-2591 today to take advantage of your Medicare wellness benefits. The St. Mary's Family Medicine Office is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 245-2591. Winter is here, and it's time to get your animals ready for the winter weather. XXX Feeds in St. Mary's has what you need to keep all your critters comfortable in the cold temperatures. From trough heaters, straw, to insulated horse blankets, your animals large and small need extra attention just like you. So don't forget, while you're stacking your winter firewood, your furry family members need winterizing also. Also, don't forget the wild critters. XXX Feed has wild bird food, deer feed, and game blocks. See XXX Feeds in St. Mary's today, because winter ain't gonna wait. Looking for that perfect shot of your athlete in action? Always too busy cheering them on to take your own? Check out Michelle Davenport of MD Photography. MD Photography specializes in catching that perfect action shot. Whether it's high school, middle school, or somewhere in between, MD Photography is the photographer of choice. Composites, action shots, and special, one-of-a-kind projects, MD Photography does it. Check out MD Photography on Facebook or give her a call at 582-1586. That's MD Photography, 582-1586. MD Photography, catching your athletes in action.
And we are back here at Lumberjack Gymnasium as your St. Mary's Lumberjack girls get set to take on the visiting Wallace Miners in non-league action here on KOFE 1240 in St. Mary's. Just under 9 minutes until tip-off, and we will continue our pregame countdown to tip-off here on KOFE. Taking a look at the defense for the Lumberjacks, they are averaging 10 steals per game. They are also averaging 22 defensive rebounds per game to go along with 5 blocked shots. And those 5 blocked shots are coming from multiple players. Devin Wilson has had several blocked shots, as has Kaylee Auer, as they are a couple of the taller players here. We've got Devin Wilson. She's actually not one of the tallest, but she is still getting some blocked shots. She's a 5'9" senior. Kaylee Auer has several blocked shots on the season. She's a 6'2" senior post player. And then I don't remember if Nancy Bechtel has any free throw or any blocked shots or not. But Nancy Bechtel is a 6'3" senior post player. But the Lumberjacks are putting up some pretty good blocking numbers as well as the rebound numbers and all of those. The only number that I said that I do believe Coach Sines would like to see a little bit lower is the foul totals, as the Lumberjack girls are averaging right around 16 fouls per game on the season. So that is the number, one number besides the turnovers that Coach Sines, I'm sure, would like to see down a little bit lower on the season totals. Like I said, these numbers are not for the full season. These are the stats that I have for games that I have done. So they are not a complete look at the stats. But I've always found that as long as you have a majority of the games, those numbers are going to be fairly close to the actual statistics. So that way, you know that it may not be 100% right on the money. Now, taking a look at the Wallace Miners, they are 1A D1. They are an independent school, which means that they are the only team, well, they're the only team in District 1 in the 1A D1. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know if I have that information on how that's going to work for districts for them and for state, but they do, well, they have to play a play-in game, I do believe, for the state tournament. They don't really have to worry about district tournaments or anything like that. They just go directly to playing into a play-in game. So that is how the Wallace Miners work out their staging for state tournament time. They are currently right now ranked 24th in the 2A power rankings on idahosports.com. Their coach is Nicole Farkas. This is her first season as the head coach for the Wallace Miners. She spent the last 5 years as the JV coach for the Wallace Miners, so she knows these players that she has on her team. The Wallace Miners currently sitting at 3-6 on the season. They were 8-13 last year. Their last game was a 54-20 loss to the Bonners Ferry Badgers. Lumberjack girls have split games with the Badgers this season, just so you know that they have played a like opponent. Players to watch here tonight: Jen Heyman, she's a senior post player. Kimmy Krause, she's a senior guard. Maggie Howard, a junior post. Haley Ortley, a junior guard. Katie Shepard, also a junior and a guard for the visiting Miners. Some of the players lost last year by the Miners was Marissa Hogmeyer. She was a guard. She was a key offensive player for the Miners in the last couple of years, and she is actually currently playing at Rocky Mountain College in Billings, Montana. Another player that they missed this year is Sierra Brantz. She was one of their defensive gurus, and she had a lot of speed. Some of the incoming players and ones to look at here tonight: Haley Ortley and Katie Shepard. They are going to be starters here tonight, I'm sure. Last year they filled in as subs. Those two guards should be a really good mix with seniors Kimmy Kraus. Megan Morin is a sophomore, and she is new to the varsity squad this year. She is a post player, and she should be a good offensive and defensive matchup here against the Lumberjacks. Let's see, what else do we got here? They have a great balance between their post and guard play. They have a lot of energy coming off of their bench this season, and they like to play an up-tempo game, and they should have some pretty good ball movement according to everything I've seen here in their preview for their game. We'll expect to see the Miners come out fast tonight and play up-tempo, but they're also going to have to be smart and safe with the ball and not turn it over. Because sometimes if you are trying to play too fast, up-tempo, you can sometimes end up turning the ball over a bit too often if you're doing too much with it. But they're going to be trying to wear down the Lumberjacks tonight with some of their depth and with their speed. So the girls are going to have to be aware of that for St. Mary's. I'm sure Coach Sines has a plan all figured out for that for tonight's game. We are about 3 minutes until tip-off, so with that being said, we will go ahead and take a 3-minute break, and we should have the national anthem when we come back.
Winter is in full force, and Timber Country and the Country Fair invite you in out of the cold to check out their winter sale deals. Need some new winter boots or gloves? How does 20% off sound? Maybe a new jacket. 40 or 50% off sounds great. Those deals and more at Timber Country and Country Fair on Main Street in St. Mary's. There's more than clothes as well. Sports apparel, hunting gear, toys, sleds, and more at Timber Country and the Country Fair in St. Mary's. Stop by today.
Here are some simple instructions on how to get a tax pro to prepare and file your 1040EZ completely free. Go to an H&R Block office and say, "I'd like you to prepare and file my 1040EZ for free." Or make an appointment at hrblock.com. That's it. No more instructions needed. Pro Tax Prep for free. Get your taxes won.
Return must be filed January 5th, 2018 to February 28th, 2018 at participating offices. Additional fees apply for EITC and other additional forms for state and local returns and if you select other products and services. OPTP number B13696.
Unleash your colors today with a School Spirit debit card from P1FCU. Our cards are back and better than ever with a bright design that will make you proud to represent your school. P1FCU has joined the Mascot Madness, and you can too, no matter who you cheer for. Stop by to sign up for your new exclusive School Spirit Debit MasterCard or visit us online at p1fcu.org for more information. There is no us without you at P1FCU, federally insured by NCUA.
Carissa's Clubhouse in St. Mary's is a proud Lumberjack supporter. If you're looking for a fun, friendly daycare and preschool for your little one, call Carissa's Clubhouse at 208-582-1431. Children from 6 weeks old and up are welcome to come and play at Carissa's Clubhouse in St. Mary's. Carissa's Clubhouse offers full-time, part-time, and even drop-ins. So if you need a fun, safe, and friendly daycare or preschool for your little one, call Carissa's Clubhouse at 208-582-1431. That's 582-1431. Carissa's Clubhouse in St. Mary's.
At Les Schwab Tires, we're drivers just like you. We merge, we get stuck in traffic, we go on road trips, and we know what it means to truly rely on your car, which
And that was the national anthem played by Jim Broyles and I believe the high school band here at St. Mary's High School Gymnasium. Now we'll get the starting lineups, and I will get the starters as we kind of go along here. Actually, I have to mark down the Lumberjack starters, and I will get the starters for the Miners as well. So just give me a moment. Okay, so I got those starters. And getting the starters here for the Lumberjacks as well. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so first we'll start with the starting lineup for the Wallace Miners. It'll be number 3, guard Haley Ortley. Number 5, guard Kimmy Kraus. Number 10, post Jen Heyman. Number 23, guard Katie Shepard. And number 45, post Maggie Howard. Now the starting lineup for your St. Mary's Lumberjacks. It will be 5'8" junior guard, number 1, Paige Sines. Number 5, 5'9" junior post, Casey Haig. And number 10, 5'10" junior point guard, Madison Cordell. Number 20, 5'9" senior post, Devin Wilson. And 6'2" senior post, number 42, Kaylee Auer. The St. Mary's Lumberjacks, of course, coached by Jay Sines. He is assisted by Mr. John Cordell. And the Miners, they are coached by Miss Nicole Farkas. She's assisted by Joe Bauer. We're just about ready for tip-off here, as it is Kaylee Auer meeting at midcourt in the circle with Jen Heyman, and they will be going head-to-head for the tip-off here to get this game underway. Lumberjack girls taking on the Wallace Miners in non-league action. The ball is at midcourt. The ball is tipped, controlled by the Lumberjacks. Madison Cordell taking it down the floor. Tries to feed underneath the Haig. Haig goes up strong, no good. rebound to herself, and Lumberjacks will reset. It's kicked out to the top to Madison Cordell, and around the horn to Devin Wilson, back to the top and around to the opposite wing. Now they go all the way across court, and it's too high for Wilson to handle on a pass from Paige Signs. It's going to be a turnover against the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's will inbound from not St. Mary's, the Miners inbound from in front of their bench. They're bringing it down the floor. It is Ortley. She is going to control it for the Miners, kicks it down to the left wing. That is into the hand of Shepard. Shepard back to the top now to Kraus. Kraus guarded by Haig. Bounce pass to the top to Heyman. Heyman looking for somebody inside, can't find it, kicks it down to the wing on the right side of the floor. Now back to the top to Ortley. Ortley guarded by Cordell. Now back to the right wing and down into the corner now on the right side to Howard. Lumberjack defense good, and Kaylee Auer finally comes away with a steal, and she's going to take it all the way down. The shot is up and no good, but she will draw a foul. She'll step to the free throw line. That foul is going to go against Kraus. That is her first. Kaylee Auer steps to the charity stripe, 41% on the season from there. She makes the first one. It's a 1-0 game. St. Mary's on top currently over the visiting Miners. Auer lines up for the second shot on the way. That one is nothing but net as well. 2 points for the Lumberjacks. First one's coming from the free throw line. St. Mary's comes out in a press, and as Kraus breaks down the floor, Lumberjack reaches in, gets called for the foul. That is Devin Wilson with her first, team's first. Miners will inbound from side court, and Lumberjacks putting some pressure on once again. Inbound pass comes in near the far sideline, and it's Maggie Howard. She kicks it back to Ortley. Ortley down to the top of the key to Jen Heyman. Heyman guarded by Wilson. Lumberjacks playing a tight man-to-man defense, it looks like. It's into the hands of Kraus. She's guarded by Haig. They get it into the wing. A shot is up and no good. Offensive board, put back no good. And the ball is going to come down again. There was another offensive board and another putback attempt, but it went out of bounds. Last touch by the Miners. Miners come in a press this time. They get it into Auer. Auer feeds it down to Wilson, who's waiting all alone. And Devin Wilson puts it up and good. As the Lumberjacks, quick break opportunity there. Now a turnover by the Miners. Lumberjacks back down on the opposite end again for offense. It's Madison Cordell. She starts one way, goes back the other way, feeds it to Signs in the corner. Now back to Cordell. And Devin Wilson faked a three, stepped to the left, and then kicked the pass out as she couldn't get an open shot. Now they kick it down to Haig and back around. Now they feed it down inside to Auer. Auer gets in there to Timber. She goes up for a shot underneath. It's no good. Rebound to the Miners. Miners quickly bringing it down the floor. It's Ortley here on the near wing. She goes back to the top of the key. That is to Shepard. Shepard brings it from the far side of the near side. Lumberjacks trying to strip the ball away. They can't do so. Now to the top. Free throw line. And a shot is up and good by Maggie Howard. Lumberjacks inbound. Bring it down the other way. Score 4-2. Jacks on top. Auer to Signs. Signs back into Auer. Auer from the paint, and it's up and good. I'm going to go ahead and give Paige Signs the assist. Kaylee Auer the 2 points. 6-2. The Lumberjacks lead with 5:10 to go. And another bad move by the Miners. I'm going to give a steal, I think, to Haig. And Lumberjacks take it back the other way. I think Haig poked it out from behind, and Lumberjacks able to come away with it. Then the ball gets out of bounds, last touch by the Miners. Lumberjacks inbound it. Paige Signs for long two, no good. Casey Haig on the rebound. Lumberjacks reset. Signs gets it into Auer. They can't get the shot to go. And then there's a whistle and I think the ball went out of bounds off of the Miners. St. Mary's inbounds. Casey Haig, quick jump shot. It's short. Ball goes out of bounds this time, last touched by St. Mary's, so it'll go to the Miners. Lumberjacks into their press. 4:44 to go in the first period. St. Mary's up 6-2. Miners quickly down the floor. They get it in. Shot is up. A little bit of a bump by Kaylee Auer. She's going to get whistled for the foul. It's the second team foul against St. Mary's. First one on our. And that sends number 5, Kraus, to the free throw line. First trip to the line for the Miners on the evening. Her first shot is going to bounce in. Nancy Bechtel comes in for the Lumberjacks. Kaylee Auer going to get a breather. The only substitution for the Lumberjacks. Next one is up. That one is nothing but net. The score 4-6 as the Lumberjacks have a 2-point lead. Down into the corner to Cordell, back to Signs. Signs to Wilson. Wilson tries to give it back to Signs, and it's going to be tipped around. It's going to be ball still loose. I'm going to give it a turnover on St. Mary's. Miners have it back. They're bringing it down the floor. It is into the hands of Ortley, back to the far wing. Now inside to Howard. Howard finds an open look for Ortley. It's no good. Rebound to Casey Haig. Lumberjacks quickly the other way. Signs controls it now. Now to the top to Cordell and the wing. Free ball on the way by Devin Wilson is no good. Rebound tracked down by the Miners. Now they bring it down quickly, getting some good ball movement. A wild kind of shot put up. It's no good. And Nancy Bechtel on the rebound. Lumberjacks take it the other way. Now they find Cordell. Cordell drives from the wing, kicks it out to Devin Wilson. Wilson back to Cordell. Shot was up and no good. Ball is loose. And they tried to put the shot back up. Was Casey Haig. And Haig cannot get the shot to go, but she is fouled. She'll step to the free throw line. Haig's first trip to the stripe here this evening. She makes the first one. Casey Haig been shooting 43% from the free throw line. Devin Wilson's going to come out for a breather. Lauren Hill checks in, as does McKenna Borgman for the Lumberjacks, and Paige Signs comes out for a breather as well. Next shot is up. It too is good. 8-4. St. Mary's doubled up on the Miners. 3:30 to go in the first period. Miners bring it down. No pressure this time from the Lumberjacks. It's in the hands of Shepard, I do believe. No, that's Kraus. And Kraus puts up a shot. No good. Offensive board. It was no good. And finally the rebound to St. Mary's. I'm not sure who got that rebound. I'm just going to put it as a team rebound. So St. Mary's has it on offense. Lauren Hill gets a nice pass down inside to Haig. Haig tries to go up for the shot. No good. But she'll draw the foul. That foul goes against number 45, Howard. That is her first, team's third. And Casey Haig makes the next free throw. Coming in for the Miners is number 24. That's Megan Morin. Sophomore post, standing at 5'7". Next shot is up. That one's off the side of the iron, no good. But it was Madison Cordell getting the offensive board. Madison tried for the putback. It was no good, but she was fouled. So back to the free throw line. Lumberjacks go. No, actually, it was not a foul. It was out of bounds off of St. Mary's, I guess. But the Miners work an inbound pass, and they step over the line before they pass it in, so it's a turnover there, so St. Mary's will get the ball. St. Mary's inbounding from underneath. That is Madison Cordell. She's going to kick it right inside to Bechtel. Bechtel a little bit too much on her shot. It won't go. Casey Haig had the rebound, and Haig couldn't get the shot to go. And then the ball gets tied up on the, nope, they call a foul on St. Mary's. I thought it was a jump ball, but they're going to get Casey Haig with her first foul. Nancy Bechtel's going to come out of the game as Kaylee Auer re-enters. Lumberjacks back into their press. Miners bringing it down the floor, trying to anyways. Madison Cordell gets the steal. Cordell pass to Borgman. Shot is up, and it is good. Borgman's first points of the game. Back the other way, another steal almost. No, St. Mary's does have it, and Casey Haig gets a steal. Lumberjacks back the other way, a little bit of mishandling though, and it's out of bounds off of Lauren Hill on the far end. Turnover, I'm going to say, on Lauren Hill. 11-4 is the score. St. Mary's up, 2:32 to go in the first period. Miners inbounding, still Lumberjack press being put on, and they pass it right into Lauren Hill. She almost steps in front of that pass, almost takes it away, and then the ball gets loose and is rolling down the floor, out of bounds off of Wallace. That is turnover number 6 on the Miners. McKenna Borgman will inbound from in front of the scorer's table for St. Mary's. She gets it into Madison Cordell, and Lumberjacks on offense. Borgman has it. She's trying to feed it inside to Haig. A little bit high on her pass. A turnover on McKenna. Miners bring it back down. They bring it down to the right wing. It's in the hands of Kraus. She's calling out signals. Reverses, kicks it out to Shepard. Now down to the corner to Heyman here on the near side. Madison Cordell almost steals the pass. 3 ball though on the way from the Miners. No good. And it's Auer with the rebound. Lumberjacks on the move. Cordell has it for St. Mary's near the midcourt circle. She's calling out signals, kicks it to Wilson, or to Hill. Hill for 3, it's no good. Rebound to Haig. Shot put up by St. Mary's again is no good. And the Lumberjacks go on off the defense as number 5 for the Miners gets a fast look. Kraus, she puts it up and good. 11-6. Now St. Mary's back on the attack. Haig over the top to Auer. Swarming defense by the Miners. They are being really tough down inside. Finally, Kaylee Auer spins. She gets one shot up, can't get it to go. Gets her offensive board, puts it back up, can't get it to go. Finally, the rebound to the Miners. Miners come back quickly. They try to get a transition bucket, no good. Rebound to Casey Haig. And now the Lumberjacks back the other way. That's already only 2 defensive boards for Haig, but she's got 5 offensive already. Lumberjacks set up for the final shot of this first period. 41 seconds. Auer back out to Cordell. Cordell drives, feeds it down inside to Haig. Haig puts the shot up and good. Assist number 1 for Cordell. 13-6 the score. 30 seconds to go in the first. St. Mary's back into the press. Pass comes down inside, then a pass the other way. It was a good look, and the outlet was there, but they throw it away. It was intended for Heyman. It's turnover number 7 on the Miners. So St. Mary's will inbound with 22 seconds left in the period. McKenna Borgman will inbound it, and it'll be Madison Cordell bringing it down the floor for the Jacks. Cordell bringing it down. She comes up the top. Goes to the far side, or the right side, now back out to Cordell. Cordell inside to Auer. Auer can't get the first shot to go. She gets her offensive rebound, though, and she puts it back up and good. 2 seconds. The Miners quickly down the floor, and they can't get a shot off before the end of the first period. St. Mary's up 15-6. We'll be back in 1 minute.
At Les Schwab Tires, we're drivers just like you. We merge.
Do you have a
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Tired of the same old thing for dinner? Want something different without having to clean up afterwards? Stop by Cabin City Q Smokehouse in St. Mary's for some of the best barbecue around. Cabin City Q has the biggest, tastiest hamburgers around, as well as smoked chicken, brisket, ribs, and prime rib on Fridays. Cabin City Q also has a terrific salad bar. Cabin City Q also serves breakfast. That's Cabin City Q, located at 2242 West Idaho Avenue in St. Mary's. Give them a call at 208-245-0785 or stop by today. That's Cabin City Q Smokehouse in St. Mary's.
As the Lumberjacks get the ball in, they bring it down, and there's a shot out, a pass out to Kaylee Auer, and Auer puts it up and in with the assist from McKenna Borgman. Lumberjacks take a 17-16 lead. Miners back on offense, kicking it down to the corner.
Now back to the free throw line, and a blocked shot by Madison Cordell. Back the other way, pass inside to Borgman. Borgman can't find any room to operate, kicks it back out to Auer, and Auer puts it up and good. Another assist from Borgman. And then we're going to get a inbound violation again on the Miners as they, I believe, step across the inbound line before they actually release the ball. They get it into the corner to Devin Wilson. It's a long three. It's no good. And the rebound actually did go to Madison Cordell, and she was trying a throw back up in the air type of a thing that ended up going out of bounds. And Lumberjacks still it coming the other way. Shot up and no good. Shot up and good on the offensive rebound. Madison Cordell had one shot on that. And then McKenna with the offensive board, the putback. And we get a timeout taken by the Miners, I do believe. We'll just keep it right here as Devin Wilson, that happened so quick, I didn't get a chance to stay ahead of it. Devin Wilson had the inbound pass stolen away, and St. Mary's put it up and good, 21-6. I believe it was a 30-second timeout by the Miners. So the Miners will try to inbound again after the timeout. As we await everybody to get set up. And again, another turnover on the Miners as the bad pass comes in on the inbound pass. So the timeout didn't help them out too much. A pass from Auer to Signs. Signs put up the shot. It wasn't no good. And it was an offensive board and a putback by Devin Wilson that was no good. And then the ball goes out of bounds off of the Miners. So St. Mary's will keep the possession. 6:33 to go in the first half. It's 21-6. St. Mary's leading the Miners. Lumberjacks all stacked up and waiting to be able to inbound the pass as it looks like they're there and they're ready. Page Signs kicks it into Auer. Auer tries to feed it over to Cordell. It's going to go out of bounds off of St. Mary's. I mean, it went out of bounds off the Miners. Luckily, the Lumberjacks kind of dodged a little bit of a bullet there. They almost turned the ball over to the Miners. So St. Mary's will inbound from side court in front of the Miner bench. All the way across court to Borgman. Borgman kicks it to Cordell at the top, and they'll set up their offense. Back to Borgman on the wing. Now back to the top to Cordell. And Cordell looking for an outlet, directing traffic. Back to Borgman, now to the corner. Feeding it inside to Auer. Auer spin. Shot is up and no good. Rebound to the Miners. They quickly bring it down the floor. It is Kraus. Kraus being guarded by Borgman. Lumberjacks in a man defense, it looks like. And now it's into the wing on this side to Shepard, near side that is. Down into the corner on the far side. Now they bounce pass into Howard. Howard shot, no good. Rebound to Madison Cordell. Lumberjacks back the other way, but they turn the ball over. It's a steal for the Miners, and then a shot was up and no good. Lumberjacks taking it the other way. Shot up and no good by Kaylee Auer, and a rebound to the Miners. Lumberjacks on defense. A turnover now as the Miners lose the ball out of bounds almost. They save it in to Borgman. Lumberjacks trying to get it down inside, and Devin Wilson turns the ball back over to the Miners. Miners got a one-on-one coming down. Shot up, hook shot, it's up and good. And that is number 5, Kraus, with 2 more points to her stats. 21-8's the score. St. Mary's back the other way, and Madison Cordell going to turn the ball over, expecting one of her teammates to do something else and maybe stop and come back to the ball, and they just kept on running. The ball sailed out of bounds. Nancy Bechtel back onto the floor for St. Mary's. Casey Haig in, Lauren Hill, Paige Signs, and McKenna Borgman for St. Mary's. Miners going to bring it down the floor. It's being controlled by, it looked like number 23, that is Shepard. And a pass gets tipped up in the air. Miners able to get it back. They kick it in just inside the wing on the far side. No open shot there, so they swing it all the way the other side. Shot up, no good. Rebound Hill.
and Lumberjacks will go back the other way. Casey Haig being guarded. She picks up her dribble, kicks it to Hill. Now Hill gives it down to Borgman. Borgman on the wing on the right. Now back to Hill and around the horn. Paige Signs. Now back to Hill. Hill drives, shot from the free throw line. It's no good. And the rebound goes to the Miners. Miners trying to get it down the floor. It is Kraus controlling it. Kraus to the top of the key. She kicks it over to the wing on the near side. Now back to the free throw line and to the top to Ortley. Now bounce pass to the far wing on the right side and into the corner. Miners still trying to swing it around. Lumberjacks look like they've backed off into a zone defense now, as they have the Miners with the ball at the top of the key. They get a cutter and a shot up, no good. Offensive board, but no good. And a rebound by Borgman. And then Borgman gets the ball stolen away from her. And the put-back is up and good. The put-back was good by, I believe, I'm going to say it was Kraus. Lumberjacks back the other way. And a shot put up from underneath by Paige Signs as she was cutting down the baseline. Shot is no good. Rebound went to the Miners. And a foul going to get called on St. Mary's. Paige Signs with her first, only the 4th team foul. 3:32 to go in the first half. The score 21-10. St. Mary's leading the Miners here in St. Mary's. Wallace brings it down the floor. It is number 23. That is Shepard for the Miners. Top of the key. She's going to drive the paint, but she gets the ball taken away. I'm going to give that to Casey Haig, as Casey Haig gets another steal. Lumberjacks back the other way. It's Cordell to Wilson, now back to Cordell. The Miners look like they're in a bit of a zone defense, trying to not let the Lumberjacks get any penetration. And we're going to get a foul away from the ball, as that one's going to go against number 5, Kraus. And that is actually their 5th foul. That is Kraus's 2nd foul. And I don't know who has 2 fouls. I've got that. Anyway, Lumberjack inbound pass, and it's right into Lauren Hill, and Lauren Hill up and good with the assist from Devin Wilson on the inbound pass. So the Maniacs now trail 23-10. They're trying to work their way in. Shot is up. It won't fall, but the offensive board to the Miners as they reset, and then Madison Cordell ties the ball up down here in the near side, and it's going to be a held ball, jump ball called. Possession arrow to the Miners. Miners will inbound from side court. In front of the Lumberjack bench. The inbound pass was coming in. It was intended to come into Morin, and Nancy Bechtel tips it out of play. And they'll try again from underneath. Then quick inbound pass. Shot is up and good. And that was Jen Heyman with the shot. Lumberjacks taking it back down on offense. 23-12. St. Mary's up. They get Wilson in the corner. Now back to the top and around the horn to Hill. And cross court. Back to the free throw line to Cordell. Cordell for the shot. Ball is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by St. Mary's. And the Miners will inbound. Cordell having a dry spell in this first period. No points, 2 rebounds for her. Wallace bringing it back down. They swing it to the wing. Now back out to the top again and around to the opposite wing here on the near side. 3 ball on the way. It's short. Devin Wilson tracks down the rebound. St. Mary's takes it back on offense. Just under 2 minutes to go before halftime. And the first travel call to the game, they're going to get Madison Cordell for an extra step down there. And it's a turnover, St. Mary's. St. Mary's with 9 turnovers in the first half, 10 turnovers for the Wallace Miners. Bringing it down for Wallace is Shepard. She picks up her dribble, swings it over to the wing, and Lauren Hill almost takes it away, but the Miners able to keep their possession going. Now they bounce pass here to the near wing on the left side. That is Shepard with it. She kicks it to the far side, and a long 2 ball on the way, no good. And the rebound again to Devin Wilson. Wilson takes it all the way down, picks up her dribble at the top of the key, swings it over to Madison Cordell. Cordell inside to Haig. Haig up and good. Madison Cordell with her second assist. Casey Haig with 7.7 rebounds in the first half. Miners back on the attack offensively now, trying to find some offense, and Devin Wilson gets a steal. She feeds it down the court to Cordell. Cordell can't finish the shot though. Cordell misses. Rebound to the Miners. Shot up and good by Jay Heyman for the Miners. That is 2 more points for Heyman. Cordell to Wilson. 38 seconds. Around the horn to Hill. Back inside. Bechtel. Quick jump shot off the glass. Falls in. Lauren Hill with the assist to Nancy Bechtel. 27-14, 13-point lead for St. Mary's. Miners back on offense, down on the wing on the far side. And again, Devin Wilson's going to get a steal as she takes it away from the Miners. And Devin Wilson takes it down the floor, passes it to Cordell. Cordell back to the top to Wilson. Now back to Cordell, 9 seconds. Around to Hill. Hill to Bechtel. Bechtel can't get an open shot, kicks it back out. 2 seconds, and I think, they're going to call a foul against I think they called a foul against the Miners. That foul goes against number 5. That is her third. That is Kraus. Said they gave a little push in the back down there on the defensive side of things. 9/10 of a second left on the clock. Quick inbound turn and shoot is all St. Mary's can do at this point. Devin Wilson does, spins, and the shot almost goes in, but it's in and out at the buzzer. The score, 27-14, St. Mary's on top. We'll take a 3-minute break.
Your good neighbor, Jack's Pharmacy, wants you to know that if you have need for durable medical supplies, Jack's has them in stock. Walkers, wheelchairs, lift chairs, hospital beds, and more. All items are for sale, and everything but the lift chair can be rented. So you see, Jack's Pharmacy is your full-service good neighbor pharmacy. From gifts to prescriptions to durable medical supplies, Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy. So stop by and see Chad or any of the fine folks at Jack's Pharmacy and let them help you. Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking. Wanted, the St. Mary's Booster Club is wanting new members to continue to help support our sports programs. Do you know that the Booster Club spends approximately $20,000 a year investing in our high school athletes, coaches, and sports facilities? All monies are raised through memberships, barbecues, and the Hall of Fame banquet and auction. All monies raised this year will be used in the 2017-2018 school year booster budget. To become a member or for more information, call Lynn Masterson at 568-1802. That's 568-1802, and go Lumberjacks!
Mountain Plating is a premier hard chrome plating facility, and it is located right here in St. Mary's. Mountain Plating was established in 1997 as one of the first hard chrome plating facilities in Idaho, and it services a wide variety of industries nationwide. These industries include manufacturing, food processing, agriculture, mining, environmental, and the timber industries. Mountain Plating is committed to providing the highest quality chrome plating and customer service in the industry, and is locally owned and operated by Donnie Masterson. Give him a call today at 208-245-7104. Go Lumberjacks!
Looking for a new-to-you rig? You're in luck because Dell's Used Cars has your next truck. Dell's has the best variety of pre-owned trucks in one location anywhere south of the internet. Any make, any model, and new inventory arriving daily. Dell's also will take your trade-in, paid for or not. Financing available through Potlatch, Spokane Teachers, Numerica, and a handful of other lenders offering the most competitive interest rates available in the market today. Dell's staff is laid back and knowledgeable and ready to answer any of your questions. Come into Dell's Used Cars located at 1818 North 4th Street in Coeur d'Alene or visit their website at dellscars.com. Dell's Used Cars, doing things different since 1974.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's. Wondering how to
And we are back. It is halftime here at Lumberjack Gymnasium as your St. Mary's Lumberjacks lead the Wallace Miners girls by a score of 27-14. And it is halftime, like I said. You're listening to Lumberjack basketball presented by Potlatch Credit Union. P1FCU is calling all 2018 high school graduates. P1FCU scholarship applications are now available at www.p1fcu.org/scholarship. Check out the eligibility requirements and start gathering your materials. P1FCU happy to invest in our youth. Taking a look at the first half numbers for the Wallace Miners. As a team, they shot just 28% from the floor. They were shooting right around 31% from two-point range, and they were shooting 100% from the free throw line, 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. They had 13 rebounds, 2 steals, and they turned the ball over 12 times, committed 6 fouls in the game. They had 8 defensive and 5 offensive rebounds on the first half. Individually, it looks to me like it was 9 points scored by Kraus, and Heyman had 5 points for a total of 14 in the first half. Kraus had 6 points from the field and 3 points from the free throw line. Kraus also had at least 3 fouls in the first, or she had 3 fouls in the first half, and there was a couple of other, there was a foul by Ortley and a foul that I missed. Actually, Howard had a foul, so I think I might have had all the fouls marked down. I just had one of them covered up down there. So that is a look at the Miners. Not a lot of action out of Wallace here in the first half. For the Lumberjacks, though, they shot 30%, almost 31% from the field. They were shooting 34% from two-point range, and they were 0 for 4 from three-point range, 5 of 7 for 71% from the charity stripe or the free throw line. Lumberjacks had 19 total rebounds in the first half. They also had 8 assists, 1 block shot. They turned the ball over 9 times and committed only 4 fouls in the first half. So a clean first half for the Lumberjack girls. Individually, Kaylee Auer finished the first half with 10 points and 3 rebounds. Casey Haig had 7 points and 7 rebounds. McKenna Borgman has 4 points off the bench. Lauren Hill has 2 points. Nancy Bechtel with 2 points. Devin Wilson with 2 points. And let's see who, Casey Haig, somebody else had a bunch of assists as well. Well, Casey Haig has 2, and it looks like Borgman has 2 assists as well. Rebounds-wise, 5 offensive and 2 defensive rebounds for Casey Haig. And Kaylee Auer has 1 offensive, 2 defensive rebounds. So that is the rebound numbers. So Casey Haig out-rebounding the rest of the Lumberjacks in the first half. And that is a look at the halftime numbers. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back with more.
Manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes of Premier Financial Services to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and insurance products from Premier Financial Services are offered through Linsco Private Ledger Financial and its affiliates, and they are a member of FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Premier Financial Services today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks of Premier Financial Services to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and insurance products from Premier Financial Services are offered through Linsco Private Ledger Financial and its affiliates, and they are a member of FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Premier Financial Services today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
The new year is here, and that means new goals and broken resolutions. It also means red-hot buys at Hughes Ace Hardware in St. Mary's. Time to replace some light bulbs? Buy one, get one free Ace LED bulb 4-packs or floodlight 2-packs. Ace brand wild bird food is on sale as well. Buy one 20-pound bag and get a bag of premium Songbird bird food for free. It's also time to take down and store those holiday decorations. And Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to go for all of your storage needs, from totes to shelves. It's all at Hughes Ace Hardware in St. Mary's.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Bennewash, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
Have you
And we are back, and the Lumberjacks started the game, the second half, with the opening possession. There was a offensive board and put back by Devin Wilson, or not by Devin Wilson, by Kaylee Auer after she got her own rebound. Put it back up, and it was good. And then the Miners took it down the floor, and Ortley put it up for the Miners, and up and good for her first 2 points of the game. So now we are here in about the second possession for the Miners. And Lumberjacks putting on the full court pressure. Down across the horn, the timeline they get it, down inside. Shot up and good by Heyman. And the Lumberjacks bring it back in to score 29-18. Three-pointer on the way, and it is good by Paige Signs. Her first points of the game come from beyond the arc. Miners back the other way on offense. It is Kraus on the wing on the right. She splits a couple Lumberjack defenders. Shot was up and no good. And it is Casey Haig with a defensive rebound. Madison Cordell has the ball now for the Jacks. She kicks it out to the corner and now inside to Auer. Auer feeds it over to Haig. Haig goes up strong. The shot is no good, but she is fouled. They'll send Haig to the free throw line. She's 3 for 4 from the stripe tonight. That foul goes against Heyman. That's her first. Team's first of the second half. Haig's first free throw, nothing but net. Casey Haig with 8 points and 8 rebounds here in this contest. 6:16 to go in the third period. 33-18, St. Mary's on top. Next shot is up at 2, is nothing but net. 34-18, Lumberjacks on top. Jacks back into a press, and almost getting a steal is Cordell, but they do get the pass through. Now taking it all the way down and putting up a shot. It's blocked by Kaylee Auer. And Lumberjacks back the other way. Now they feed it inside. Cordell finds Casey Haig waiting underneath. And Casey Haig puts it up and good. And we're going to get a timeout taken by the Miners. It is a full timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
And we are back, and the Miners will inbound after that timeout. St. Mary's is up 36-18. Lumberjacks in a press, and there's going to be a blocking foul called against the Lumberjacks. I think it's going to go against Kaylee Auer. And it is. It is her. It shows it her first. I've got it as her second in my numbers. I'll give that as her first. Shot up by the Miners from the wing, no good. Offensive board. Putback was no good. Jump ball called. And I think it was Devin Wilson getting the held ball down there on the far side. The possession goes to the Wallace Miners. Wallace inbound. Shot is up. It's no good. Haig on the rebound. Lumberjacks back in transition on offense. Cordell to Wilson. Wilson open at three, decides not to take it, swings it to Cordell on the wing on the right side. Now to the left wing. Three ball on the way this time by Signs, no good. Devin Wilson on the rebound. Lumberjacks reset, and we get a whistle. And it's a foul against, I believe, Ortley. That's her fourth foul for the Miners. St. Mary's will inbound. Second foul for the half. Ortley's going to go out. No, not Ortley. Kraus is going to go out with her fourth foul. Signs looking to inbound it. She gets it into Kaylee. Kaylee Auer, little fake. Drive. Shot is up. Contact. No good. Rebound to the Miners. Miners take it the other way. Lumberjacks back out and get into their defense. Looks like they're in a zone again. Driving is Shepard. Shot is up off the glass. No good. Fight for the loose ball, and Lumberjacks come away with it. That is Cordell. And Haig, kind of a wild shot, won't go. And the rebound then to the Miners. Casey Haig was trying to draw a foul, didn't get the whistle. Miners got the rebound, taking it the other way. That is Heyman. Heyman spins, shot no good, and they're going to call a foul, it looks like, against Devin Wilson. That was her second foul, team's second foul. This will send number 10, Heyman, to the free throw line, her first trip tonight. 4:40 to go in the third, 36-18. St. Mary's up, basically doubled up on the score. Until now, actually, that free throw changes that. 36-19 is the score. Heyman lining up for her second shot from the free throw line. According to my numbers, she has 6 points now. She makes both free throws to make it a 20-36 game. St. Mary's on top. Quickly the other way, St. Mary's. Devin Wilson to inside to Auer. Auer tries to feed it to Haig, and it's going to be a turnover as Haig, they threw it away. Madison Cordell deflects a pass. Ball's loose. St. Mary's comes away with it, and it's coming the other way is Cordell. Cordell up and good with her shot as Madison Cordell drove the paint. That's her first point of the game as she's having a rough night today. Cordell almost gets another steal, and Lumberjacks end up, or the Miners end up getting the shot off. It's no good. Rebound to Kaylee Auer. And Lumberjacks, they're going to call a travel against St. Mary's back on the other side. So the Lumberjacks turn it right back over to the Miners. It's 11 turnovers for St. Mary's, 13 turnovers for the Miners. St. Mary's into the press. Miners looking to find a way to break it, as it's a couple of new faces into the game so far in the second half. Jenna Holder and McKenna Borgman. A steal by Kaylee Auer. And a foul the other way, a blocking foul called against the Miners. I believe that foul is going to go against Ortley, her second. Foul number 3, I believe, against the Miners on the half. St. Mary's will inbound. Inbound to Auer. Auer comes in, kind of a wild shot. It won't go. Haig had the rebound for a second, and it gets tied up. Jump ball, and the arrow favors St. Mary's. So St. Mary's will inbound from underneath. Nancy Bechtel comes in. Kaylee Auer gets a breather. On the floor for the Jacks is Casey Haig, Bechtel, Jenna Holder, Borgman, and Cordell. And they get the inbound pass into Borgman. She puts up a shot. It won't fall. Rebound to the Miners, and they go back on offense. 3:30 in the third. 38-28, St. Mary's up. It's in the hands of Ortley. She's working against, looks like a little bit of a double team, down into the corner. Three-pointer on the way, short. Casey Haig, well, Casey Haig had the rebound for a second, and I'm going to give Casey the rebound. It goes out of bounds, they say last touched by Wallace. So St. Mary's will get the possession. 38-20, 3:18 to go in the third. St. Mary's is up by 18. Upcoming Lumberjack basketball action here on KOFE will be the boys hosting Bonners Ferry on Thursday. Want to wish good luck. Hopefully the 8th grade boys and girls are having some good luck down in Canfield Middle School today as they opened up their 8th grade season. Tomorrow the 7th graders open up in St. Mary's. I believe they're playing against Kellogg. Lumberjacks working on offense. They have it into Casey Haig. Haig goes up for a shot. It's no good, but she is fouled. She'll step to the free throw line to shoot 2. That is going to be the first foul against Frey. And Haig is 5 of 6 from the stripe. She misses that one. Yep, the 7th grade boys and girls middle school teams will open up at home tomorrow. And I know the middle school's girl game, the 7th grade girls game, is at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at the St. Mary's Middle School. Casey Haig lines up for the second shot. It's on the way. It is short. Fighting for the rebound was Nancy Bechtel, and she almost had it. Goes out of bounds, though, off of Bechtel. And Kaylee Auer comes back into the game. Casey Haig's going to get a breather. She comes out with a smile. Casey Haig with 11 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double for her tonight. Lumberjacks again into that press. Lumberjacks have not hit their typical scoring, and Kaylee Auer just strips the ball away from them on the steal. Shot is no good. Borgman had the rebound. Borgman tried to put it back up and good. Then the ball was bouncing all over the place, and it's going to go, I guess, out of bounds off of the Miners, so St. Mary's will get the possession. Kaylee Auer just ripped that ball out of the Miners' possession. Inbound pass comes into Kaylee. Kaylee kicks it to Jenna Holder. Holder kicks it to the wing to Borgman on the right side. Now back to the top and around the horn to Lauren Hill. Lumberjacks trying to find a good shot. They get it inside to Nancy Bechtel. Bechtel turns. She has a good look. Shot won't go. Rebound to the Miners. Taking it quickly the other way is Ortley. She's going to lose the dribble, and Jenna Holder comes away with a steal. Turnover 16 against the Miners. 38-20 is the score with 2:08 in the third period. Jenna Holder kicks it down into the wing, or the corner actually, to Hill. Now back up to Holder and back to Hill. Hill over the top to Auer. Auer working. Shot is up and good after one dribble. 40-20 is the score. St. Mary's doubled up, and again, the Lumberjacks decide not to press on that possession. It's down to the top of the key now as it's Shepard to, I can't see the number that well that far down. Inside to Howard. Back inside to Howard if she kicked it out to the wing. Now they find Well, we get a jump ball called as Nancy Bechtel gets in there and ties it up. Possession stays with the Miners. Miners going to inbound from underneath, basically. And they kick it to the top of the key to Heyman. Heyman tries to feed it down to, I believe that was Ortley, down in just inside the left corner, the right corner, and it's going to go out of bounds. Just a little bit high for her to handle. Jenna Holder controls it down for St. Mary's. 1:22 to go in the third. 40-20 the score. Lauren Hill now on the wing. Now back to Holder, now back to Hill. Hill double team, picks up the dribble, kicks it back out to the top. Now they swing it around to the near side and back to Holder. Pass intended for Lauren Hill is going to be tipped out of bounds by Frey. And I believe that's Frey coming out, and coming in is Garatone. Nope, that is Ortley getting a breather. I think this is the first time Garatone's been in. Jenna Holder has it for St. Mary's. Around to Borgman. Now back to the top. And Holder. Now back to Borgman. Lumberjacks just try to get a good look inside. They feed it in. Bechtel gets another nice look. Can't get the shot to drop. Rebound to the Miners. Two good looks by Bechtel. Just couldn't finish the shot off. Time starting to run out. Three ball on the way by Heyman. It is good. Lumberjacks back on offense. Down to Auer. Nice move. I thought it was a nice move by Auer, but she takes an extra step down inside. She's going to get called for the travel and the turnover. 32.5 seconds to go in the third. Score 40-23. St. Mary's girls up. And it is Shepard bringing it down for the Wallace Miners. She has it to the top of the key to Howard. Now to the wing, or actually down to the corner to Heyman. And a turnover again by the Miners. Lumberjacks the other way. That's steal number 13, I do believe, and I didn't see who got the steal for St. Mary's. I just gave it to the team. A pass down underneath is going to get tipped out of bounds by the Miners. Possession stays with St. Mary's. 12.7 on the clock in third. Inside, the pass comes into Auer. Auer's first shot is no good. She does get her offensive board and puts it back up and in. Kaylee Auer with 16 points in the game. So Kaylee having a nice night. Three ball put up at the buzzer, no good. And we'll go into the fourth period, 42-23 with St. Mary's on top. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Cold weather's here, and 10th Street Lumber will help keep you warm. From super premium pellets to energy logs and fireplaces, 10th Street Lumber is your heating headquarters. North Idaho energy logs and stove pellets are the best of the best. 100% natural with no chemicals, and they burn cleaner, hotter, and longer. If you need a new stove, 10th Street Lumber is a proud Kuma stove supplier. Kuma wood stoves are made right here in Idaho and are some of the best on the market. 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary. Stop by today. 10th Street Lumber located at 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's. Outdoor enthusiasts, turn your dreams of adventure into reality with a Yamaha Wolverine 2-seat or new Wolverine X4 4-seat side-by-side at St. Mary's Saw and Cycle. Both are proven off-road capable, comfortable, and confidence-inspiring. With compact yet roomy designs and exclusive Ultramatic transmissions and on-command four-wheel drive systems. Visit St. Mary's Saw and Cycle. Yamaha Wolverine's proven off-road to help you realize your adventure. Always protect the environment and wear your seatbelt, helmet, eye protection, and protective clothing. Read the owner's manual and product warning labels before operation. Why?
And the Lumberjacks get the possession to start the fourth and final period. They get some good ball movement. They feed it into Madison Cordell, who steps just inside about the elbow and puts the shot up and good. Miners back the other way. The score 44-23. It is Kraus for the Miners, and a pass is going to be tipped out by Cordell. It's a steal and a turnover. Cordell takes it the other way, and Madison Cordell puts it up and in. 6 points for Cordell to go along with 3 rebounds. 7:20 now to go in the contest. 46-23 is the score. St. Mary's up by 23. The Miners working it around the horn, trying to get some open looks. Lumberjack defense playing pretty good all night. Step back 3 ball on the way is no good. Offensive rebound went to the Wallace Miners. The putback was no good. A foul is going to be called against the Lumberjacks. And that is only the 3rd foul of the second half for St. Mary's. And that is going to go against Devin Wilson, her 3rd foul. Wallace steps to the free throw line. They're 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. And they missed that one. Actually, they should be more than 4 for 4, I think. Next one is up. It is good. That was number 10. That is Heyman with a free throw. Lumberjacks quickly bring it the other way. They get a pass down into the corner to Cordell. Cordell has plenty of time and room to step just inside three-point range for a nice little jump shot from the left wing. It's up and good. Cordell now with 8 points. 48-24. Miners trying to work the ball inside, and Lumberjacks creating another turnover as Casey Haig gets a steal. Back the other way again. It's Madison Cordell putting it up and in. So Madison Cordell coming alive here in the late goings of the game. 10 points now for her. 3 Lumberjacks, I believe, in double digits. And again, a bad pass. Casey Haig steps in front of it. Turnover number 21 for the Miners. St. Mary's brings it back down. Casey Haig cutting to the basket. Shot is up and good as Madison Cordell feeds it into Casey Haig. Haig with 13. The score 52-24. St. Mary's up. Floodgates have come open. I think the Miners are starting to wear down. Long 3 ball is short and no good. Desperation shot kind of by Ortley for the Miners. She could not get it to go in. St. Mary's well in control. 52-24 the score. Over the Miners here, visiting from Wallace up in the Silver Valley. Madison Cordell bringing it down. She kicks it to Borgman here on the near side. Now to the corner. Bounce pass in to Wilson. Wilson to Haig. Haig up and in off the glass. Assist Devin Wilson. Haig with 15. Now back the other way, the Miners looking to try to work it inside. They can't really get any movement inside. Lumberjacks playing some good, solid defense. They finally do get a look inside. Shot is up and no good. Offensive board, though. And another putback is no good. Paige Signs on the rebound. St. Mary's coming back down the floor. And this time, a ball just slightly mishandled by St. Mary's, but goes out of bounds. Turnover Jacks. They've got 13 turnovers. Whole host of changes coming in for the Lumberjacks. Nancy Bechtel comes onto the floor. Jenna Holder, Lauren Hill, Kaylee Auer, and McKenna Borgman. 5:04 to go. It's a running clock now as Lumberjacks are up by 30. Taking it down is the Miners. They have it on the wing. They drive. Going to get a little bit of a block or trip foul called against St. Mary's as Kraus was driving to the basket from the left wing, or the left side, and it's going to be a foul against... That's going to go against Kaylee Auer for her 2nd foul. That will send Kraus to the free throw line. I think she's 3 of 4. She makes that one. So that has 4 free throws for Kraus. Next one on the way. That one is good as well. And St. Mary's will inbound and bring it down. 7 of 8 for the free throws. Lumberjacks trying to feed it down inside. Kaylee Auer was down in the paint, and she had Nancy Bechtel right in front of her, and she was trying to just dump it over to Nancy, and Nancy wasn't expecting it. The ball goes out of bounds, I'm going to say off of Kaylee. Turnover St. Mary's, and Miners bringing it back the other way. Kaylee turned around and kind of smiled and knew that it was on her a little bit, and Nancy gave her a pat and said it's okay. Lumberjacks get a rebound as the Miners put up a shot from the right side, or left side. It was no good. And it was, let's see, who was that with the rebound? That's Lauren Hill getting her 2nd defensive board of the game. And then a foul called against the Miners. That one went against number 32. That is Bayer. Lumberjacks now working. It's Borgman down in the corner to Hill. Now back to the top to Borgman. Borgman steps in. Can't find an open look, though. She gets it back to Hill. Hill back to Borgman. Borgman kicks it out to Holder. Holder back to Hill. Hill for 3. It's long. And the rebound goes to the Miners. Miners with 14 defensive rebounds and 8 offensive rebounds so far in the game. As the Miners look to put some more points on the board themselves, they've got it on the corner on the right side. That's Kraus. Kraus back to the top to Heyman. And around the horn. They get an open look from the far 3 on the left side. It's no good. And the rebound, I believe, was to Jenna Holder, I think. I'm just going to give it a team rebound because I missed who had that rebound. Then a bad pass is going to go out of bounds, and it's a turnover, St. Mary's. 2:30 to go. St. Mary's up 54-26. Non-league action here tonight. Lumberjacks taking on the Miners, and Kaylee Auer, I'm just going to leave it away. She almost gets a steal, but the Miners are able to recover the ball as it's being bounced around. And it's Kraus setting it up for the Miners. Into the corner on the right side, looking for room as she's trapped. She finally finds an outlet back to Kraus. Kraus to the top, and around the horn now to the wing to Ortley. Ortley goes ahead and takes a wild kind of a shot. It's no good. It goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Miners. St. Mary's will inbound. 8 for 32 is what the Miners are from the floor, 25%. Under 2 to go in the contest. Jenna Holder bringing it down. She kicks it over to Hill. Hill back to Holder. Lumberjacks trying to feed it inside. They get it into Bechtel. Bechtel puts up a shot. No good. And she got her own rebound and could not get the next shot to go. Bechtel just 1 of 5 tonight. Wallace finally gets the rebound. They take it down the floor. They're working it around. Shot from just inside 2-point range. It's no good. And it's Kaylee Auer with the rebound. Lumberjacks back on offense. Auer to Bechtel. Bechtel right back to Auer. Auer puts up the shot. It's good, and she gets fouled. She'll step to the free throw line. Kaylee Auer with 18 points, 7 rebounds. She's 2 for 2 from the charity stripe, so if she makes both of these, she'll be into the 20-point range. I almost think it's her first game with 20 points. First free throw. Actually, it's only going to be 1 free throw. That's right. She misses that one. Rebound to the Miners. Under a minute. And it is the Miners taking it down the floor. Shepard. She's working against Holder. Kicks it inside to Howard. They get an open look for Ortley from 3. She's short. Rebound Bechtel. Ball is going to get tied up. And the possession arrow goes to the Miners. 30-point lead exactly for St. Mary's, 56-26. Miners inbound it. Quick 3 triggered. It's short. Fight for the loose ball. Bechtel comes away with it. And a scrum for it. The ball is loose. St. Mary's able to keep it. It's Auer slowly bringing it down across the timeline. She just flips it over to Borgman. 5 seconds on the clock. And they're just going to let the clock run out. Jenna Holder has it, and the Lumberjacks come away with the victory, 56-26 over the Wallace Miners. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back with the final game wrap-up.
Should you stop at 10th Street Superstop? Well, because Kenny's a nice guy. Actually, no. Never mind. Yes, Kenny is nice, but that's not the reason. You should stop at 10th Street Superstop for all your livestock feeds and pet feed needs. 10th Street Superstop carries all the top brands. Did I mention Kenny's a nice guy? Oh, and they also have a large assortment of snacks and beverages just for you. 10th Street Superstop for all your farm, garden, and hunger needs. And by the way, Kenny's really a nice guy. 10th Street Superstop in St. Mary's. Just because. Those are 2 very powerful words that can rekindle any spirit. Just because can move mountains and reignite the heart. It doesn't have to be a birthday, an anniversary, or even Christmas to show that special someone in your life just how much you really do care. Show them with a piece of jewelry from Saks, from simple diamond earrings to a beautiful new purse. And do it just because. It's an occasion all its own, with its own unique meaning. Visit Saks for fine jewelry, fashion jewelry, sunglasses, and more. That's Saks on Main Street in St. Mary's, open 10 to 6. Have you scheduled your Medicare wellness visit? Benoit Community Hospital is here to help. If you've had Medicare Part B for longer than 12 months, you can get this visit to develop or update a personalized prevention health plan. The best part is, you pay nothing for yearly Medicare wellness visits. Call 245-2591 today to take advantage of your Medicare wellness benefits. The St. Mary's Family Medicine Office is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 245-2591. Winter is here, and it's time to get your animals ready for the winter weather. XXX Feeds in St. Mary's has what you need to keep all your critters comfortable in the cold temperatures. From trough heaters, straw, to insulated horse blankets, your animals large and small need extra attention just like you. So don't forget, while you're stacking your winter firewood, Your furry family members need winterizing also. Also, don't forget the wild critters. XXX Feed has wild bird food, deer feed, and game blocks. See XXX Feeds in St. Mary's today, because winter ain't gonna wait. Looking for that perfect shot of your athlete in action? Always too busy cheering them on to take your own? Check out Michelle Davenport of MD Photography. MD Photography specializes in catching that perfect action shot. Whether it's high school, middle school, or somewhere in between, MD Photography is the photographer of choice. Composites, action shots, and special one-of-a-kind projects, MD Photography does it. Check out MD Photography on Facebook or give her a call at 582-1586. That's MD Photography, 582-1586. MD Photography, catching your athletes in action. Winter is in full force, and Timber Country and the Country Fair invite you in out of the cold to check out their winter sale deals. Need some new winter boots or gloves? How does 20% off sound? Maybe a new jacket. 40 or 50% off sounds great. Those deals and more at Timber Country and Country Fair on Main Street in St. Mary's. There's more than clothes as well. Sports apparel, hunting gear, toys, sleds, and more at Timber Country and the Country Fair in St. Mary's. Stop by today.
Here are some simple instructions on how to get a tax pro to prepare and file your 1040EZ completely free. Go to an H&R Block office and say, I'd like you to prepare and file my 1040EZ for free. Or make an appointment at hrblock.com. That's it. No more instructions needed. Pro Tax Prep for free. Get your taxes won.
Return must be filed January 5th, 2018 to February 28th, 2018 at participating offices. Additional fees apply for EITC and other additional forms for state and local returns and if you select other products and services. OPTP number B13696.
Unleash your colors today with a School Spirit debit card from P1FCU. Our cards are back and better than ever with a bright design that will make you proud to represent your school. P1FCU has joined the mascot madness, and you can too, no matter who you cheer for. Stop by to sign up for your new exclusive School Spirit Debit MasterCard or visit us online at p1fcu.org for more information. There is no us without you at P1FCU, federally insured by NCUA.
And we are back. The Lumberjacks come away with the 59-26 victory over the Wallace Minor girls. It was the Lumberjack girls varsity, and it was a pretty solid game, a good performance for St. Mary's. They shot 39% from the floor, 41% from two-point range, 25% from three-point range, and just under 60% from the free throw line. St. Mary's recorded 35 rebounds, 11 assists, 16 steals. They turned the ball over 15 times and committed just 7 team fouls, so not bad. 3 Lumberjacks in double digits. Casey Haig finishes with 15 points, 10 rebounds. Madison Cordell with 10 points. Kaylee Auer with 18 points and 7 rebounds. 4 assists as well for Madison Cordell to go along with 3 steals. So a great game for the Lumberjack girls tonight as they come away with a victory. 7 victories now on the season for the girls. And their next game will be on Thursday. They will be at Kellogg. The boys will be hosting Bonners Ferry. We'll be carrying the boys game here in St. Mary's. And then they have a doubleheader quad game actually on Saturday against the Orofino Maniacs. We'll have those games as well. Don't forget as well that the 7th grade girls and boys open up their season tomorrow. I believe they're hosting Kellogg for a home game. And the girls' 7th grade game starts at 4 o'clock. That's going to do it for us here from Lumberjack Gymnasium. For Teresa Plank back at the studio, I'm Tim Parrish. Have a great evening.